Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and in this video, well, it's Friday, so it's a Friday funny, and yes, we are going to do what we do, just laugh at just ridiculousness that's out there and say, stop it. Really, honestly, seriously, stop it. So, who's in the crosshairs this week? Well, it's John Kerry. You know him, as I say. So, right here, here's a headline. His $1 trillion climate agenda is, Biden's $1 trillion climate agenda is blowing up, and John Kerry has a lot to answer for. He also has a lot to answer for about his hypocrisy, about his, family private jet. So, right here, he was over, of course, at Davos, and so, right here, he was confronted by reporters for his carbon fraud. So, right here, we're going to watch this. Okay, so here we go.
What's the carbon footprint of these events every single year that you come here? You think it's worth it? Peasants pay for your crimes?
That's a stupid question.
Is it really? Is it more stupid than you traveling here to tell us? Please, sorry?
We're done. We are done now.
Don't grab me. You can't grab us. This is a free society, mate. We have freedom of the press. Why do you think you're more important? Your carbon footprint doesn't matter, but everybody else around the world
Suggested that. Nobody ever suggested that. Don't make up stupid questions.
You being here.
Okay. So right there is every public servant I've ever dealt with who, if you ask them a question, their staffers step in the way and tell you that we're done, because public servants don't answer questions. But right here, he was in front of Congress, so he did answer a few questions.
In exchange with Mr. Mills, you just testified under oath that you never owned a private jet. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter into the record article here from February 15th of 2023. The John Kerry family private jet was sold shortly after accusations of climate hypocrisy. Mr. Secretary, do you stand by that testimony that you've never owned, or
I personally,
your family?
I
your family?
Personally, yes. My wife owned a plane, and so the plane.
You flew on that plane?
Not in a number of years, but I have flown on it, sure.
Okay, he has personally never owned a plane. Me, what? Not me? No. Well, my wife, yeah, but I don't fly on it. No. She flies somewhere on the private plane, and then I fly commercial and meet her. Okay, I'm not sure I'm buying that. I'm not sure the public's buying that either. Okay, and right here, this talks about his $5 million Gulfstream private jet. Here's him and his wife, Teresa Heinz, who married Heinz. He was a senator, and she became heiress to, the Heinz fortune. And so right here, they talk about the jet. They say the Gulfstream, GIV, the N57HJ. Now, right here, they say the 57 is a reference to the historical advertising slogan of 57 varieties by the H.J. Heinz Company. So they said, and the H.J. is obvious. But right here, they say that, the family owns that jet, and that's the registration. And it was bought by Kerry Heinz in 2005. Right there, that says Kerry/Heinz in 2005. And it's registered to a company named Flying Squirrel LLC, which is owned by the Heinz Company. So, rich people, even you can do it too. They don't own anything. LLCs that they own everything. So that's one way, they protect themselves from things. But right here, it said it was bought by Kerry Hines in 2005. So that doesn't make it just his wife's. Okay? So, and this Fox article, this was February 15th, 2023, that National Public Servant referenced 2023. And it says John Kerry family private jet sold shortly after accusations of climate hypocrisy. So, a spokeswoman for Kerry confirms that the jet was sold over the summer. But it took him being called out to sell the jet. You know, he didn't just say, oh, hey, you know what? I believe in this climate agenda. I'm going to walk the talk. No. No, not at all. Which is, of course, why we are just going to laugh at him and tell him to just stop. Now, right here, this article talks a lot about, you know, how their climate agenda is blowing up, and you know, a lot of that they say has to John Kerry has a lot to answer for. And it says here that no one is more closely tied to the fast deflating boondoggle than John Kerry. You know, they talk about electric vehicles are a bust. Renewable projects like offshore wind farms are canceled by the boatload, and people are tired of buying things they want, like gas stoves and light bulbs. And, you know, it's going to get worse than that in the future. But right here, his staff, the climate czar, pays $4.3 million in salaries each year. The highest salary is $186,680,000, and the median salary is $170,000. So most of the staff is way up there at the highest limits of salaries. Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of surprised that isn't more. With, you know, the way the United States government thinks nothing of currency collapsing debt. But here we have this fool who, right here, is every person I have ever known, seen, dealt with myself, standing behind. Okay, here she comes in right here.
Is it more stupid than you traveling here to tell us? Please, sorry?
We're done. We are done now.
And that is just every public servant standing behind their handlers and making sure that they never ever have to answer questions, I guess, unless you're brought before Congress. But this man is a hypocrite. He's an absolute complete fool. His staff salary is nothing more than wasted money, and this is nothing in comparison to what they spend traveling. Okay, you know, so this is all just a big ridiculousness. When he was Secretary of State, you know, I did email a few times, not that much, not as much as I've done to a lot of other people, but trust me, like everyone else, John has no interest in solutions that would actually solve problems. And hey, why don't we get him in a hemp plane? Okay, he can fly all he wants, but no. And instead, he's just out here being a hypocrite, and then, of course, thinking that answering questions is you public, you know. So it's Friday. What do? We laugh at them and we say, can we just stop all of this ridiculousness? Just one more chuckle and stay tuned, people.